my name's Amanda Easton. I'm a performer, singer-songwriter from Sydney, Australia. I make retro-inspired, theatrical, electronic pop. But when I'm not doing my own music, I do cabaret, cover band gigs, solo gigs, tribute shows, recording sessions. Welcome to my Circle of Light vlog.
But I'll be watching you from here.
I've got my harmony pedal on. Hello, how are you tonight? Well, it's nighttime here in Sydney. It's 7:30, and let me see what's going on. It's almost the weekend. I know it's not quite, but it always feels like the weekend by the time Thursday rolls around. Excuse me, and it feels like it's almost closer to what a normal weekend would be like for me, because I'm doing a gig tomorrow night. Very exciting. I'm going to be at Dom's at Penrith Panthers, and Dom's is the little cocktail bar within Penrith Panthers Leagues Club. And I'm doing that gig with Sing Little Sister, which used to be called Dance Little Sister, but we can't call it that anymore because you're not supposed to dance nowadays, not for the next little while anyway. So nothing's stopping us from singing. Well, having said that, there is a little bit of talk about singing too. Anyway, as long as we can do it, we will be singing. And that's Joe Elms and I with Sing Little Sister. Friday night, tomorrow night at Penrith Panthers. So if you're in the area and, you feel like coming out, come out. It'd be great to see you. But it's very nice to see you here live. And I hope you've had a good week. I find that you have a better week if you avoid the news. That works for me. One fun thing that I've been doing this week that I did actually on Tuesday, I think it was, Monday, I did an interview with a gentleman that I met online, another songwriter, and he has a songwriting podcast called Singers and Songwriters and Original Songs, SOS. And he interviewed me as a featured guest on his. He interviewed me on his podcast, and he asked me all about songwriting. Now, Dan Leckie, who is watching at the moment, is a songwriter as well. So it'd be interesting to know what you think, Dan. But he asked me where I got my inspiration for the songs. And for me, I often find that I get a spark of inspiration from, it could be just about anywhere. Like I've got a song called Rockabilly Blue. And the idea for the title came about because I change my hair colour all the time, like you might have noticed. At one stage, I had this really bright blue colour, and the colour of the dye on the bottle was called Rockabilly Blue. And I thought, what a great song title that would be, but I didn't know what the song was going to be about yet. And the song ended up being about a friend of mine who I met through my college years, and we're still really great friends. And he's not a rockabilly as such, but he has kind of this punk aesthetic and he had the blue-black hair when we were growing up, and I thought, there's something about that title that just reminds me of him. And it ended up being a song about him. And so one of the questions he said was, how do you get inspiration for your songs? And normally I get it from all different places, including real life. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm finding that I haven't had so much real life. It's a great title, isn't it? Thank you. Not that I really can claim it, since really it was the name of the dye on the bottle. Anyway, I appropriated it. And so I've been finding, since I'm living less real life at the moment, as we probably all are, that there's less places for inspiration, and so I can't help myself. I'm looking a little bit towards Netflix. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't write a song about fictional characters really, but I get that first spark of inspiration, and then I think most songwriters would agree that we all ended up writing about ourselves in the end. I mean, writers just do that, don't they? They write from their own experience. Netflix. I'm looking for some inspiration. These are the shows that I love. And I know if you're in different countries, we don't necessarily have the same shows. But what I love, Breaking Bad. Oh my goodness, I think one of the best series ever made. Let me see, what else is there? Just finished watching Ozark not long ago. The Sinner. How good is that? Old school stuff, Entourage. I loved Entourage. And we watch... what's it called? The Blacklist. That's pretty cool. But is there anything that you can recommend? I'd like some inspiration, not too scary. I mean, Sinner was pretty scary, I've got to say, and you know, there was a little bit of kind of violence and whatever that I didn't love, but at the same time, such a great series that I could kind of look past that. So let me know if there's any Netflix shows that you've adored that might give me some songwriting inspiration, since I'm not seeing a lot of real life at the moment. Having said that, I'm at a gig tomorrow night, so that's going to be fun at Dom's at Penrith Panthers. So if you're in the area, drop on by. That's Sing Little Sister. That's a duo with myself and Joe Elms at Dom's at Penrith Panthers. Oh, who is my influence? Oh, that's a good question. Lots of different people are my influences. Musically, I adore Goldfrapp and Portishead, Massive Attack, Evanescence. There are so many different bands, and it does, you know, change week by week. I kind of get, you know, a singer or an artist that I'm passionate about for a while, and then I discover something else. But this week I've been spending a lot of time editing my music video for Man Who Fell to Earth. And now the inspiration for that, Man Who Fell to Earth, the Bowie fans among you might know that that's actually the title of a movie that he did. And he did a lot of science fiction type movies, and I'm a massive fan of science fiction, and I'm also a really big fan of David Bowie. And so that's where this song title and the whole actual song has come from. Because after he died, and I always think, you know, somebody famous dies, and of course we hate losing their culture and their art from the world when they die, or their future work, because obviously their work continues to live on after them. But in the case of David Bowie, it's the first time that somebody famous that I didn't know died that I really felt it personally. Not that I'd ever met him, it's just that he was such a big influence on me. So that's someone I didn't mention. He was probably the first rock star crush I had, and something about his theatre and his whole style I just totally fell in love with. So what I thought I would do, I would play kind of almost a remix, unplugged version of Man Who Fell to Earth. It's very, very different to the version that's on the record. Hi McCoy, nice to see you. So usually it's got lots of synth lines and swirling orchestral parts, and I do love that kind of music, but I kind of also like hearing songs done completely differently, and this song's been an earworm for me because I've been editing it. And that means spending hours and hours, you know, with the headphones and staring at the screen and hearing parts of the song over and over again. So here I am passing along the earworm to you. Sorry. French and Italian, I held you to my chest and then I pinned you to the wall. You give to me your sweet science fiction, little drops again, and then you open up the door. You broke me when you left me, even though we never met. I hope the man among the stars is treating you well. You are the man who fell to earth. Save me with the song. You are the man who fell to earth. Rock and roll with lipstick on. No one could wear glitter like you do. You lived on your emotions and you gave us so much more. You lit the world in serious moonlight, dancing on Oh, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed my unplugged slash remix version of Man Who Fell to Earth. By the way, if you can see the little sub down the bottom, if you go to that little web link, if you're not already on my mailing list, if you join the mailing list there, I'll send you a little bundle of free songs. Have a great weekend, and I hope to see you next week. All the best. Bye.